Alright, hello. In this video, I'm going to walk through this activity, the More Inventor drawings. We're going to create 4 different parts, and then we're going to create multi-view drawings in Inventor of each part. We're going to do the most common parts that are created for the next summative project you're going to be working on. So I think that if you do this activity, it should actually be extremely helpful for you in the next summative. So it's important that you pay attention and work through this. So I'm going to open up Autodesk Inventor right here. We're going to create a new part file. We're going to create a total of 4 parts. But I'm going to do part drawing. If you get an error like that, just click OK. Don't worry about that. Click Start a 2D Sketch. Click on the XY plane. Okay, we're going to create a rectangle right here. I'm going to make it 1 inch by 1 inch. Hit enter. Zoom out with my mouse. Hold down that middle mouse button to kind of center that. Hit finish sketch. Hit extrude. We're going to extrude that thing 2 inches. And then I'm going to click OK. Now we're going to click Start a 2D Sketch. I'm going to click on this side, this plane right here. We're going to get a rectangle here. Start it at that origin right there. Come on out. We're going to do 1 by 1 and then hit enter. Hit finish sketch. We're going to extrude this out 1 inch this direction. Then I'm going to look at the top of this thing. Start a 2D sketch on the top. I'm going to create a rectangle, start this at the origin, kind of come down. We're going to make this 1 by 1. Hit finish sketch. Oh, whoops. Click right there. Then hit finish sketch. Then I need to hit not start a 2D sketch. Hit extrude and extrude that up 1 inch. And then the last thing that we're going to do right over here is I want to start a 2D sketch on this side. And I'm going to create a rectangle right there to there. So it should be 1 inch by 1 inch. Hit finish sketch. Let's go ahead and extrude that 1 inch. So this is my object right here that I've created. I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to save this one. I'm going to save it to my Documents folder. So I'm going to come up here, find Documents in here. Okay, I'll call this New Part 1. Hit save. Doesn't matter. Hit yes. Okay, so you would want to take a screenshot of your screen. When you take a screenshot of your screen, make sure that you take a screenshot of your entire screen and paste that part right there. Now let's come, my mistake, let's come back over here and we're going to go File, New, Drawing. I'm going to create a new drawing. First thing we do is we need to delete this. Right click on the sheet, go to Edit Sheet and change the size to A and click OK. Now I click on Base. Alright, it automatically loaded that new part in there for me, which is awesome. But if it didn't, I can click on this Open New Existing Part. Find my Documents folder right there. Click on Date Modified so it sorts, and there's that new part right there. So that's okay. All right, this scale actually looks good to me. So the 1:1 scale actually looks good. So I'm going to move this down to the bottom left corner. Kind of hover my mouse over here on the right and click. Hover my mouse up here and click. And then hover my mouse over here and click. And then right click and click OK. And this view right here, I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to go to Edit View. And I want to edit that isometric view. And I want to make sure that this is shaded right there. So I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to click on Annotate and I'm going to click on Dimensions. And we're going to dimension this thing right here. So I'm going to, right click, click cancel. This is going to be a little bit of a different way that I do this. I'm going to do a baseline. I'm going to click on baseline right here rather than dimension. I click on baseline and I click 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click, click continue, and then I just drag up and it'll automatically give me the dimensions for each one of those. Again, I have baseline selected. I'm going to click on one. Whoops. Oh, I need to right click and click create. There we go. Now I'm going to click on baseline again. Click 1, 2, 3 lines. Right click, click continue. Hover over here. Like right to there. Click, right click, click create. And I think I have everything created. The only dimensions that I need left, I think, are these dimensions right here. So I can right click on those three, click continue, kind of pop these out, right click, click create. Now my entire thing is dimensioned. So I'd want to take a screenshot of the entire screen here. Don't take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of your entire screen. And that will be for this part right here. So now I'm going to go to File, New. We're going to create another part. I'm going to hit, make sure Standard selected and hit Create. Click OK if it gives me an error. That's okay. We're going to start a 2D sketch. Click on that XY plane right there. We're going to create a rectangle. And this thing is going to be 1 by 3. And hit Tab, and then hit Enter. Then I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. I'm going to zoom out with my mouse. I'm going to click Extrude. Extrude that 1 inch. Click OK. Now I'm going to click on Start a 2D Sketch. Start a 2D sketch on this plane right here. We're going to click on Rectangle again. Start at that origin. We're going to make this 1 by 1 inch. Hit Enter. And I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. And then we're going to extrude this out 1 inch. And that's it. This is our next shape. Pretty easy shape right there. So I'm going to go File, Save. Save this as, let me save this in my Documents folder. So find my Documents folder. I'm going to go call this New Part 2. Hit Save. Click Yes. Now I'm going to go File, New, Drawing File. Delete this. Right click on the sheet. Go to Edit Sheet. Change the size to A. Click OK. We're going to click on Base. It automatically loaded that new part 2, which is excellent. So I'm going to drag this part right down here to the bottom left and kind of hover up here towards the top left, bottom right, and let's get that ISO in there too. Okay, that looks pretty good. I can click OK. Now this part right here, I'm going to kind of hover over that isometric view. Right click, edit view. There's two things that I'm going to want to change on this. So the view, the isometric view, I want to make sure that it's shaded. The other thing is it's kind of big. I'm going to change this from 1 to 1 to 1/2 inch. It's going to make it a little bit smaller, and then I can move where it is a little bit. That's perfect. Click OK. All right, so that made that a little bit smaller. Now let's click on Annotate. I'm going to click on Baseline here, and I'm just going to click once, twice, right click continue. We're just going to go up, click, right click, create. Let's do baseline again. We're going to click, 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 right click, continue. Come on over here, wait until it snaps in, click, right click, create. One more baseline that I think I need to dimension this over here. So I'm going to click, click, click. Right click, continue. Let's bring this side up. There we go. Right click, create. And I'm not sure if I need to dimension this over here, so I'll go ahead and dimension it anyway. Click on those three, right click, continue. Come on over here. That looks perfect, and create. And there we go. So now this is all dimensioned. You can take a screenshot of this. This is for part number 2. Let's move right on to part number 3. I'm going to go to File, New, Part, click OK, hit a 2D sketch, click on that XY plane right there. Okay, for this part, we're going to create a new rectangle right here. We're going to make this thing 3 by 1. Hit enter. Zoom out a little bit here. Finish sketch. We're going to go ahead and extrude this thing out 1 inch. Perfect. So now I'm going to start a 2D sketch on this side right here. And I'm going to create just a rectangle here, kind of in the center, a 1 by 1 rectangle, and hit enter. Now right here, I wanted to mention this. I want this edge between that edge and that edge. I want to make sure that that is 1 inch. So I clicked on those two, I type in 1, and I click on enter. So that should make that exactly 1 inch. And we can also click on dimension from that edge to that edge. That should be 1 inch right there too. It'll probably give me an error, so we can just hit cancel, but make sure 1 inch right there. I hit finish sketch. I click extrude. Extrude that 1 inch. Perfect. Click OK. Now we're going to start a new 2D sketch here on top. We are going to click on rectangle. I'm going to click right here in that corner right there. We're going to type in 1 by 1, hit enter, right click, click OK. And I want to make sure that the dimension between this one and that edge is 1 inch, which it is. Okay, so I can hit finish sketch. Let's go ahead and extrude this up on the top 1 inch. And this is our next shape right here. So go ahead and create that shape. We're going to save it. File, save as. Let's save this to our documents folder. There it is. We're going to call this new part 3. Click yes. File. Go to new drawing. Delete this ANSI. Right click on sheet 1 and go to edit sheet. Change the size to A, click OK. Click on base, make sure new part 3 is selected. Drag this down here to the bottom left. Hover up to top right, or top left and click. Bottom right and click. And then let's get this ISO right over here and click. That all looks good. I want this ISO to be shaded, so I come over here to that ISO. Right click on it, click on edit view. I need to change the view right here at isometric and make sure that that is shaded. Click OK. Now let's click on annotate, click on baseline. And let's go ahead and I'm going to select all 4 of those. Click continue. Bring this up. Right click, create. Click on baseline again. We'll go ahead and do the baselines of these. Right click, continue. Pull this out, right click create. One more baseline that I need to create right here is this. Right click continue, drag that over, click, right click create. So there we go. We've properly dimensioned this object. Take a screenshot of that and paste that into this document. This document right here. One more part to go, part number 4. So you're going to go file, new, standard, click create, click OK. We're going to click on start a 2D sketch, click on that XY plane. We're going to click on rectangle. I'm going to have this thing come up. We're going to do 1 by 2 inches, hit enter. I'm going to hit finish sketch and extrude this out 1 inch. And then we're going to hit start a 2D sketch on this plane right here. And we're going to have this. Let's do a rectangle starting in the origin 1 by 1 inch. Hit enter. Finish that sketch. Extrude that out 1 inch. Perfect. Let's start a 2D sketch over here. And we're going to do a rectangle. Start it right there. Pop it up to there. Make this 1 inch by 1 inch. Everything looks good. Right click, click OK. Finish sketch. Let's go and extrude that out by 1 inch. Click OK. And last thing we're going to do is I think this is probably good. Okay, so we're going to go File, Save As, save this as, come into our Documents folder, New Part 4, click OK, hit Yes, go File, make sure to take a screenshot of this, now File, New Drawing, let's right click on this to delete it. Change the size of the sheet. So we go to Edit Sheet, change the size of the sheet to A, click OK. We're going to click on Base, should pop in that part that we were just working on. Drag that down to the bottom left. Let's go top left, bottom right, and then get that ISO view right there. Click OK. Then this ISO view, we need to right click on it. Go to Edit View. Let's change the view right here to Isometric. Make sure that it's shaded. Click OK. Let's do some dimensioning. So I click on Annotate. I click on Baseline. I'm going to click 1, 2, 3 times. Right click Continue. Drag this up. Wait for it to snap in. Right click and click Create. Let's do a baseline of 1, 2, 3. Right click Continue. Drag this over. Click, right click, create. We need to do one more dimension. I think we need to do a dimension of this. So I'll click. Whoops, I'm sorry. Let's do baseline. This, and this. Right click, continue. Let's drag this out. And click, and right click, and create. And I think that is it. So that's this whole part right here. I think we're good. Take a screenshot of that. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 different parts that we've created. And then we also created the drawing files for each of the parts. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.